One morning, I noticed something alarming. The HOA had removed my mountain wall without my knowledge. They claimed it was unsafe, but it had been a critical barrier protecting my land and the surrounding slopes from erosion. Hours later, as predicted, a landslide occurred precisely where the wall had stood. My property was untouched, but the slope gave way, endangering the community. Karen immediately called the cops, blaming me for the collapse. I stepped outside with Titan and Max at my side, K9s alert and watchful. The authorities arrived, reviewing the evidence. It was undeniable the HOA had demolished the wall. Karen tried to argue, but the truth was plain. My K9s maintained the perimeter as a silent reminder that any further intrusion would be met with force. Karen's face drained of color, realizing her attempt to shift blame had failed spectacularly. 2052. My wife had refused to join Karen's HOA, and predictably, Karen showed up wielding a gun, hoping to intimidate her into compliance. She didn't know my wife is an FBI tactical commander, trained for every scenario imaginable. Within minutes, my K9 squad formed a perimeter, Titan and Max ready to intercept any aggressive move. Karen froze as she realized she was outmatched. The gun trembled in her hand. My wife stepped forward calmly, showing just enough presence to make Karen hesitate further. The HOA bully had no authority here, no backup, and no chance. With a muttered curse, she fled, humiliated and completely aware that her intimidation tactics had failed once again. 2053. Ignoring one of Karen's fines seemed harmless, until the HOA sent a demolition crew to my lake cabin. They arrived at dawn, thinking surprise would be enough. What they didn't anticipate was my K9 squad, already positioned and ready. Titan, Max, and the others fanned out perfectly around the cabin, growling low and synchronized, a living wall of defense. Karen tried shouting orders, waving papers, attempting to intimidate the crew. But when I stepped forward calmly, showing my badge, everything changed. The crew froze. Karen's face went white. They realized that demolishing the cabin was now illegal, dangerous, and entirely unnecessary. The HOA plan crumbled before they had even touched the property. 2054. Returning early to my mansion, I caught Karen sneaking around, claiming she needed to inspect the property. What she hadn't counted on was the security cameras I had installed, which had already captured her movements. As she attempted to justify herself, my K9s flanked her silently, growling just enough to assert dominance. Karen froze when she realized she had been living in my mansion for 2 weeks without permission. She had no authority, no excuse, and no plan. When the local authorities arrived, they confirmed she was trespassing. My dogs maintained order while she was escorted off the property, her face red with humiliation. 2055. The HOA had gone further, illegally selling 2,500 acres of my farmland, believing I wouldn't notice. I responded decisively. I legally sold all their homes. The panic was immediate. My K9s patrolled the streets of their development, ensuring no one interfered. Karen ran from door to door, trying to stop the sales, but neighbors verified the transfers. Her face was pale, her confidence shattered. The HOA had underestimated not only my authority over the land but also my readiness to retaliate legally and strategically. Karen's plans had once again collapsed under the weight of preparation, legality, and the unflinching presence of my K9 squad.